So I watched Arcane. It took me a little bit to get through it because it's been the holidays and been having to run around and stuff. And I finally got a chance to finish out this second season. And I just want to just kind of share with you my thoughts a little bit. This has to do a little bit with Arcane and a little bit to do with the gaming industry and it's hopefully it's not too heavy or something. But I'm done. We're gonna play this in the background, so I have a background stuff too. I don't want to get DMCA'd on YouTube just so quick. But season 2 is done. They've split it up into they split it up a little bit. The release was staggered. They released a couple episodes, took a break, more episodes, took a break, and then they released the final 3. It was 3, I think. So video games have faced an uphill battle for as long as I can remember. Self-righteous parents and politicians have criticized and fought the gaming industry my whole life, stigmatizing the medium. Even Steven Spielberg said, video games are not art. As a young pup, games were a fun distraction. Advancements in computers, hardware, allowed developers to create visually striking pieces of art. Pioneers in this industry, like Yoshinori Kitase, the lead designer, the game director of Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, 10. He's the current head of Creative Business One, which is Final Fantasy essentially, and Hideo Kojima, who needs no explanation. They were pioneers, and they showed that this medium can be transformative with innovative gameplay, creating a more cinematic experience for the player. I've watched this industry grow and evolve into a $200 billion behemoth. And despite the corporate drama, many small game developers still make quality experiences. Video games can be many things, and gamers need to celebrate these successes that elevate this medium so that the next adaptation is made with the same passion as Arcane. We have to grow beyond the polygons so that we can shed the stigmas of the past. League of Legends is a MOBA, a multiplayer online battle arena, one of the most toxic, rage-inducing genres of games out there. And most adaptations fall way short of expectations. However, Netflix and Riot pulled out all the stops, making an entertaining, emotional story that's only hindered by its short episode count. Arcane's art direction is the most striking aspect of the show, bringing an energy on the same level as Into the Spider-Verse or Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I'm a big fan of animation, but I've also gotten tired of the photorealistic monstrosities that Disney has produced. So Arcane was a breath of fresh air for me. Watching this show, I was blown away at times. The striking colors, the bold character design are the pillars of Arcane's visuals. But it came at a price. The show's budget is a staggering $250 million, making it the most expensive animated TV show ever made. Netflix's Arcane also has an astounding soundtrack. It features songs from many different artists, from Imagine Dragons to Sting. There's even a song in Chinese that plucked an emotional chord. The songs are perfectly paired with the action on screen, delivering an emotional punch. As far as the story, it's not a masterpiece, but it's far, far better than other recent video game adaptations. Tampering with the Arcane mirrors our own human experiences, such as harnessing the power of fundamental particles and artificial intelligence. Opening Pandora's box is a classic theme, as old as storytelling gets. There's also the social divide between the two cities, Piltover and Zon, showing how oppression causes suffering on both sides, something we've sadly seen in recent times. Every character feels unique, with their own motives and agendas. Family is the heart of the show, and the familial relationship between Vi and Jinx, the two main characters, is the emotional core of Arcane. Sadly, the show suffers from the plague of the short seasons. It's a systemic problem in Hollywood, not isolated to just Arcane. I don't know why every new show costs hundreds of millions of dollars and can only produce 9 episodes, or sometimes less. Shorter seasons hinder character development. A condensed narrative highlights problems in the story or leaves the audience in the dark. Arcane's story occasionally leaps forward, only to use flashbacks as a storytelling crutch. This limiting approach becomes more apparent towards the climax of the second season. The final battle was missing key action beats. There were just too many characters and too little screen time to do the show's finale justice. Arcane is a very successful adaptation of a video game property. The internet loves it. And from someone who's only watched streamers play League, this show is a triumph. Its sister show, the Dota, the Dota adaptation failed hard because it lacked soul. And most video game adaptations are cheap cash grabs created by people unfamiliar with the original IP. Fortunately, for League, it's one of the most popular games of all time. And Arcane feels like it was made by people who cared about this property. And that passion is needed to elevate games for the fans and the general audience. Many challenges face the video game industry, from massive layoffs to anti-consumer practices like excessive monetization and the widespread mismanagement of numerous AAA studios. Riot is guilty of these practices too, with some cosmetics costing hundreds of dollars while also laying off its staff. Even with Arcane's success, it didn't boost Riot's short-term profits, which is considered a failure in today's profit-driven world. The video game industry is the second largest sector in the entertainment industry. Yet it still has a stigma in today's society. We as gamers need more shows like Arcane. But of course, not every adaptation needs a budget of $250 million. Instead, these projects need passionate creators who respect both the original IP and the fans. However, this conflicts with the corporate design by committee approach we see all too often in Hollywood. Successful adaptations like Arcane, the Fallout TV show, or The Last of Us are rare and need to be celebrated by gamers if they want this medium to flourish. Hope you guys liked it. That's what I got. No spoilers. Spoiler free. I would recommend it. It's 2 seasons long. You know, it took like 8 years to make. It took a long time to make. You know, it looks $1 million because it cost $250 million. And you know, unfortunately, we've had terrible adaptations this year. We've had the Yakuza show, we've had Halo, we've had the Borderlands movie, just absolute trash that are totally divorced from the things that made that game important to its fans. Because you wouldn't make it's kind of like a recipe, right? If someone's like, "Oh, I really like this recipe," you wouldn't look at it and be like, "Yeah, no, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change what you like because I know better than you. I know better than what's worked." You hate it's considered a failure? The internet doesn't. I don't think gamers should either. Gamers need to celebrate this.